Hold on, let me fix this. I can't deal with the sun glare. JD Vance is speaking right now. So I think Trump, it's probably going to be a little bit past 5 is when Trump is probably going to go on, if I had to guess. I don't think Elon has spoken. Oh no, JD Vance is done?
To spend in
Here, I'll just refresh it to make sure. I think JD Vance might be done.
Very similar to what happened during COVID.
Yeah, he is done.
And I'm sure you remember the terrible effects that high prices had on Americans. I mean, the cost of living was something that was discussed much.
So I don't know if it's going to be Trump next. I don't know if it's going to be Elon. Maybe Elon introduces Trump, something like that.
Ultimate inflation hedge.
Trump's got apparently maybe around 100K, at least 60K
right now. Get a free info kit from Birch Gold Group.
Yeah, I was watching Vance speak a little bit. Or I just saw him. I thought he would still be on, but no.
Special offer that they've extended. Yeah. A free Trump silver coin that features that stage from 3 months ago.
Yes.
With the American flag in the background and Secret Service flanked President Donald Trump along with the White House on the back of that silver coin. Yeah. So text Trump to 989898. These unique collectibles depict Trump defiantly raising.
What a beautiful day there, apparently. It's like 65, 70 degrees. So excited to see what Elon has to say. Yeah, it should be good, man. It should be an epic moment.
We are your right side.
Principal, I appreciate that, man.
For election headquarters.
We sure are.
It really is.
By the way, just so you guys know, for context in the moment, they're playing one of the best commercials. This is an ad for President Trump for the song "Fighter" that was written for him after the situation happened in July. And
this is a lot of momentum. I saw people were lined up at like 5 or 6 a.m.
Every time I watch it, I do get very choked up. It's
for this
beautiful. So I recommend.
Beautiful day, just like the last time.
Well. In the meantime,
yeah, I'm guessing the last time it was a little bit, more in terms of the humidity and heat. It was in July.
We are committed to bringing you
Secret Services on top of the water tower. There was not a water tower shooter though, man. Come on.
During this season, because you don't want to.
Steve says I can feel the momentum build. Trump landslide incoming plus 2 to 3 in popular vote. It wouldn't be surprising. Pittsburgh for Trump, yes. So we're waiting for Trump. I would imagine he's gonna wait till 5 o'clock because if he says he's not gonna come out before 5. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. They're already there. But for viewing purposes, I would imagine he's gonna wait. But I don't know if they'll bring Elon out and Elon will introduce Trump. I'm not sure how they're going to incorporate that.
The cool thing is it will alert you.
Line up since 5 a.m. I know, dude. Dude, that was... I would have had to have left my house at like 5 a.m. honestly to get in. Well, there's like a lot of those people, there's no way they can see anything. It's just, it goes so far back if you look at the aerial photos. Trump doubled the population of Butler. Dude, it was like, this is the biggest day in Butler history, honestly. Or actually, I mean the assassination attempt was the biggest day. But this is the second biggest.
And if you love our content and you want to donate, we always appreciate you supporting our mission. Just consider donating at rsbnetwork.com.
I fear since so many big names are there, something will happen, like a protester getting beat up, and they will make it seem like January 6th Part 2. Yeah, you think they'll try and do something like that because they're trying to take the momentum away from Trump.
We do all the things we do to give you really.
Sean, I appreciate it. 1776, MAGA, yep.
So it really is appreciated when you donate for us.
Clearest path for Trump, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, just one Rust Belt state. The momentum. Yeah, no, I mean, I could understand you saying Arizona for the clearest path because it's...
Right Side Broadcasting Network.
It's a lot easier to win. Arizona's a lot easier to win than all the other Rust Belts.
Bobby McNeely with the nifty.
Or than all the Rust Belts in general.
Nikki Stanzione, always great being with you. Cheers.
I love
Bryce, he didn't refuse
I know a lot of people
to speak behind the glass.
He posts the best stories.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, do you really want to tempt fate like that, though? You know, it's like,
Robert B. McNeely.
I thought Vance's speech was great. Yeah, I saw some of it. I thought Vance would still be speaking when I went live, but he just wrapped up, I guess.
And my full name, Nikki Stanzione, Stanzione.
Look at how many people are watching this. Well, this is just 101K, but this is just one stream. I mean, Trump has a stream on his official YouTube. I saw it was at like 15K or something.
I'm just saying, he's really good.
It's going through the rumor mills, but that's
there's 1 million+ live viewers across the channel streaming. Absolutely huge rally. I think everyone's wondering what Trump's going to say. I think he's going to bring up the immigration graph. I believe that's what he's
found that to be a main focus today. Not only the somber mood to celebrate Corey Capator and his life, his family.
How funny is it going to see Biden-Harris at Trump's inauguration? It's just the typical. I mean, it's just like go back to 2016 with Obama at Trump's. It's the typical liberal snark, stink face, bitch mode. That's what they'll be.
And also. Number 19 on the Trump 47 agenda is
they really need to do an aerial shot. You can't get any perspective when you show the crowd like that. Do like an aerial shot.
Talking about too big, too rigged. Get out there and vote, whether it's early voting in person, doing an absentee ballot, or
wonder if they're going to secure the roof. I mean, I don't know if the rally's in the exact same position.
Literally 1 month away to the day.
It actually might be. I don't know.
I remember the two of us were here.
Fox News has it almost 70K. Yeah, how many people are there? Do you know? Because I heard 60K. I heard 100K. I don't know which one it is.
And we were saying, "Wow, I can't believe it. We still have, a few months, and it's going to be such an amazing season."
It didn't come up. Okay, hold on.
Since we first worked together, and actually more than 3 months at this point, and it's just it just goes to show you, time goes so fast. You don't want to let time pass you by and forget to register. It's really, really important. By the way, on that note, what's going on with this country?
Should be fixed now. Hold on. God damn it. I forgot to put it in the fridge. There's no chance of being copyright striked. I never got copyright striked on this channel.
Right now, where
do they copyright strike? I feel like they don't do that for rallies. Leading report said there's 80K there. I don't know about leading report, man. I mean, I've heard over 60. I've heard 100.
Breaking the law. So you have all these things happening, especially violence that taking place as a result.
You know, the only thing they do with politics is they'll just claim the video afterwards and then take the ad money. That's what will happen.
New voters, and we know in New York and San Francisco, illegals have voted in those cities in municipal elections. Right. So it's just a farce when you hear from certain people in Washington, D.C. that, oh, no, only citizens can vote. Of course, this was intended.
Well, if he walks out to that song, I'm gonna have to
absolutely go through
mute it, honestly.
Route.
Unfortunately,
and the South Korean Americans, Japanese Americans for Trump here at these rallies talking about this.
Well, he'll be coming out soon. Will Trump be at the... Well, he's at the exact same area. I don't know if it's the exact same setup. I'm not sure if they positioned it any differently or what. It's hard to see from this angle. You started watching it at 8 a.m. Went over 6 hours, people walking into the rally. Well, dude, if you look at the X photos, it was 5 a.m. The sun wasn't even up. There were people lined up. There was like thousands of people lined up. Melania is speaking. Brian, I appreciate it. You're scared about the water tower, dude. If that's absurd. I mean, let's not think like that. There was an aerial view on X. I know. Are those the same buildings in the background? I think they are. I like those two farm buildings or whatever. You can't see them from this pan, but I think they are those two buildings where the snipers were on, and then they were looking out. Those people in the stands had to have been there at 5 a.m. There's no way. Or like they're exclusive people that got those seats or some shit. Yeah, Trump hired private security, you would expect, but if Elon is there, there's going to be way more security anyways. There's going to be a lot of security, trust me. There's the water tower, there it is. You can see it up there in the pan. What if there's another attempt? Well, I mean, I'm sure the security is heightened pretty big. Yeah, I'm sure Elon has significant security. It's Elon Musk. You see Joe who? Joe Biden? How will liberals cope with this? They don't think it. They just say it doesn't matter. They'll get Kamala to fucking go to a preschool and have a rally, and it'll be like, oh, see, it's the same thing. Vance was cooking. Well, Vance is a great speaker, so it's not surprising. Must be the most secure rally ever. Well, I mean, it's as secure as you could possibly secure this many people in a space, you know? Outdoors. Not the wave. Lord, not the wave. They're trying to do the wave. 31 days. Oh, yeah, you're right. I remember. Kamala. 32 days. 32 days. 32. 1.2 million people on Trump's Twitter live stream. I don't know about those Twitter numbers, bro. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about the Twitter numbers. Do you think we have election results by December? Oh, Lord help me. Lord help us. I think we got them by November 5th. We're gonna know. Well, I guess November 6th in the morning. Yeah, I mean, the snipers, there's no way that happens. I mean, that entire thing with Crooks was ridiculous. It's absurd. That we're supposed to believe that happened just because it was a whoopsie? Really? That's a whoopsie? A dude 50 yards from Trump that they had already scouted before, having a rangefinder, climbing up and scoping in, and being allowed to shoot 9 bullets before they shot him? Boy, that's a big whoopsie, man. Holy shit. Honestly, Elon is not really good at making speeches. Yeah, Elon is not the best when it comes to things like that, but he's still such a huge figure. He's still such an influential figure. X does, it seems like they juice their numbers a bit. I mean, some of the stuff they say, like, you'll get like a viral tweet and it'll be like 104 million views. I mean, come on. Kamala gained 7 million votes well, Kamala is very popular at 3 a.m., I hear. That's when Biden was extremely popular at 3 a.m. I don't think there's going to be riots if Trump wins. I honestly don't think that. I think it'll be such a big win anyways. It's going to be kind of a joke. Like, what are you going to riot? Like, he just won. It is what it is. Will Arizona finish counting 2022 midterm votes? I think they just stopped. They're just like, oh, we're just done. We're just done counting them. Katie won. Don't worry about it. You think he's autistic? Yeah. The thing is I forgot what it was, but I was like, someone has to say it. Elon's not the best speaker, and they're like, well, what the hell was that? Frames. They're like, well, he's autistic. Taking the day off after the election? Yeah. You have to take the day. I mean, I can't, honestly, people not having the day off is tough. It's such a big thing. I mean, I don't even know. I guess it'll depend what happens, but I'm probably not going to sleep very much, obviously. I don't think anyone will sleep very much, but They rioted over a felon. Well, I mean, that if you, what do you mean when he was it was announced he was a felon? It's a huge crowd. Steve, do you believe we have a moral obligation to pronounce Kamala's name with an emphasis? Yeah, on the first syllable. I just say it like that. What is it, Kamala? So you actually pronounce it Kamala? Yeah, I think we've all just taken to Kamala. I was actually gonna pronounce it properly, and then they started saying you're racist. You're disgusting if you pronounce it wrong. So then you just troll them. But I feel like most of the people that I see pronounce it wrong. Honestly, we just pronounce it Kamala. Kamala. Weird ass pronunciation. Will Trump have a? Trump will have a. I think it. Trump has the. He has the bulletproof glass right there. I think right. Real Americans stream on Rumble. Really, dude? I can't really watch much Rumble. I just don't like their user interface. 1 month exactly till the election. Yeah, well, it depends if you what do you define as a month? 30 days or 31 days? I think a month is defined as 30 days. You better thank a union member. Great quote. Vivek pronounces it correctly. Well, I can understand that considering his name, it gets pronounced wrong. Satire. What you're talking about the pronunciation? Yeah, I get it. Looks like they're completely eliminated most lines of sight. Yeah, I mean, I don't know their exact coverage on the event, but it would have to be from like an elevated area significantly far away from the rally. That would be the only problem. With a long ass range sniper. Is bulletproof glass good optics? Well, I mean, I think we all agree it kind of sucks with bulletproof glass. I mean, you could say it makes him look like a badass, but I think, it's just one of those things you have to do. It's like safety. It is what it is. You just got to do it. It's not, I don't think it's ideal. I would rather him not have it, but you have to have it. I mean, do you see this comment? Blue? Yeah, I see it, man. Yeah, I did not like what he said about Iran at all. I agree with you, Vincent. There's probably an SS sniper up at the water tower. Probably. Let's hope. Did you see the Vivek versus John Bolton debate yesterday? I did not see it. Really? Did he lose that debate? Did Vivek lose it? I saw Vandy was up 14-0. Hilarious. Imagine Vandy wins on a day like this against Alabama. I mean, Vandy's decent. I mean, I thought they would cover that spread. It was a big spread. But I don't know if they'll win. I mean, will Iowa score? I don't know. Let me take a look. When I was watching the Ohio State Iowa game, it was 7-0. I mean, Alabama did score a touchdown, to be fair. Well, did Vandy missed an extra point? That's unfortunate. Wow, it's still 7-0. That's a boring game. Yeah, you can't really say you want to. Saying you want to blow Iran to hell is. I mean, I understand that you want to show strength for the American people, but doing any escalation in the Middle East, it's like sticking your hand into one of those saw traps, and you stick your hand into it, and then when you try and pull it out, it like skins your hand. The Middle East is just just getting involved with that in any way is such a fucking mess. Are there any stadiums involved? Oh no, there's no stadiums in Butler. It's just like, it's just a field basically. They have it in a field. I think there's like a small airport there. I thought I saw a small airport in Google Maps when I was looking at that area. Vivek started off with good points like all wars have failed, but then seemed to let Bolton off the hook with his typical neocon crap from 20 years ago. Watched 50% of it. What was the debate about? Just general Republican Democrat strategy based on like the dialogue today? War strategy on the topics today? Trump, Kamala. Man, I can't believe Georgia is even struggling that bad. Maybe Georgia's not as good as we thought. Fairgrounds? Yeah, Butler County Fairgrounds. It's actually like in a city. It's surrounding Butler or something. You want Elon to buy InfoWars? Oh, 1,000%. Well, dude, think about it. InfoWars, it's not really going to cost very much without Alex Jones' name attached to it, but they're just going to let Elon buy it. It's going to be the funniest thing ever. I think Alex said it goes up for sale around Thanksgiving or something. Him not having glass would be badass. Yeah, but it's a safety measure. I mean, you're tempting fate at that point, If you already got shot at once and then you don't have glass, they're just gonna, it's like, you gotta kind of make sure if you're gonna speak outside like this, you gotta at least have some, I mean, you'd love to be able to say, all right, we've got it totally secure. There's no way anyone's gonna do anything, so you don't need it, but foreign policy, that was the debate. No, I don't think Elon has spoken. I think Elon might introduce Trump, or maybe Trump will go and then introduce Elon, and then it'll be something like where Trump speaks for like 20 minutes, introduces Elon, Elon speaks for like 10 minutes, then Trump speaks for another 30 minutes. I know they do that sometimes, where he'll bring someone on, then they'll talk with Trump behind them. That's probably what's going to happen. Touchdown, Georgia. I think, yeah, Georgia's now up 14-3. State are you voting? I'm voting in Ohio. What time does Trump speak? Supposedly 5 o'clock. So you know how these things work. It's a little bit. It's a campaign rally. It's gonna be maybe 5, maybe in a few minutes. He should like around 5 o'clock though. I like how Trump introduced RFK. Yeah, that was pretty badass. The day Cali turns red is the day Texas is solid blue. Well, I mean, if Cali was red, I don't think Texas would be. I mean, unless it's like a mass migration, a massive migration from California to Texas, and only the Republicans stay in California, and they're able to win somehow. They're able to overwhelm LA. World Series prediction, probably like Yankees versus Yankees versus probably Dodgers, honestly. I think MLB wants that to happen. Well, let me see what's going on.
I wonder if he'll speak. He literally said, I'm coming there to speak, not to that should be interesting.
I think Elon's coming to speak. They said that. I believe that's what they said. You saw Hillary in 2008 and she was 2 hours late. Really? At what city did you see her? Wait, Hillary against Obama in the primary? Trump needs to do at least one stadium rally, probably in the Rust Belt, like Beaver Stadium or Ann Arbor. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do it though, because you have to rent it out like earlier. You have to set. It takes a while to set up. He should have a big closing rally, that's for sure. How do rallies get more votes? Well, rallies are for enthusiasm, turnout in local areas. Like, that's why Trump goes to more rural places and Harris is in normally like suburban white cities or big cities. I mean, Harris started her first rally in Atlanta, really? Yeah, Raymond, I hear you, man. I hear you. I think more people are getting more conservative, though. That's the good thing. I mean, the polls we're seeing, they're looking really good for Trump. It was in Seattle, really? They were trying to battle for Washington in the primaries. I think he'll have at least 3 or 4 rallies on the last day. I think you're pushing it with 3, honestly. He might be able to do 3, but 4 I think is impossible. Unless he does very close areas. Trump's live stream has 2 million viewers, really? Thank you, Mr. Hopper, thank you. This is more people than all of Kamala's rallies combined. I wonder what the actual attendance is going to be. They'll probably announce it officially at the end, like later tonight. Kamala is 100% losing North Carolina. They should lose North Carolina based on their response to that hurricane alone. I mean, that was a historically bad hurricane. It was shocking flooding. Just crazy flooding for non-coastal areas. Trump needs to spend more time in Wisconsin. Well, I think he's doing the hop. He's trying to hop and go to all of them. I mean, he spent a lot of time in the Rust Belt this week. I know that. They need another speaker up. I know, that's what I'm saying. I saw Vance up here like 40 minutes ago, and I started the live stream. Dude, I started the live stream 30 minutes ago, actually. It's views, not viewers. Yeah, you have to understand how the way X counts. I believe you're correct. Even on live streams, it's anytime anyone's ever viewed it. It's not necessarily watching live. With YouTube, my live stream viewers will fluctuate because if some people stop watching, it'll go down. If more people watch, it'll go up. It doesn't just keep going up. It's based off of the live people watching. But I think X is different. Yeah, I saw some of the flyover footage, but it was before it was like 3 o'clock. I want to see what the flyover footage looks like when Trump is up there. Needs to do a rally in Omaha. I don't know if that's worth it, man. Do you want the one electoral vote? Down goes Alabama. Down. Oh my God, Bama. Bama is about to lose. No, I don't know. There's too much time left in that game. There's too much time. Use AI to count the amount of people. Yeah, there's got to be some AI thing that could do. Although I don't know, man. You'd have to really have an HD photo that it could zoom in to be able to decipher different people. Otherwise, it's just a giant blob, and it's hard to do that. Yeah, Walls was really agreeing with Vance a lot during that debate. That's why they were pissed off. Not 2008, no chance for supermajority. Yeah, I don't think there's a chance for like an Obama-style '08 blowout for Trump. The only way that would happen would be Democrat malpractice. We're just way too partisan and too many people hate Trump for it to happen. If it happened, it would be because the Democrats were just so historically bad. And that's not going to happen because they switched out Biden. They knew he was going to be terrible. And I mean, I don't think Kamala's really run a good camp. I mean, she's just not doing much, but I guess it can work to a degree. Needs to do a rally in Michigan. Yeah, it's tough with AI, but I'm guessing there's an AI thing that could give you at least a range. We're not looking for an exact number of people. We're looking for an estimate based on, a photograph, and they could give you an estimate like 65K to 72K or something like that. Well, it depends what AI model you're using. I mean, I don't know of an AI model that does that, but I'm sure they've created them that specifically can count the amount of people in a given space. Accurately, at least, give you an estimation. Do you think a 269 tie is realistic? I mean, it's realistic, yeah, but it's not likely because of Arizona. I think most of the tie scenarios require Harris to win Arizona based on the way the electoral votes are split. Biggest rally of all time? No. If Fox is saying 60K, it's not the biggest rally of all time. He had a rally in New Jersey that was 100K. But there's been bigger rallies than that, even. The government probably has better AI. Well, of course they have better AI. They have better everything in it before they give it to the public. Unless it's some crazy situation where a super genius creates it. Even then, they'll probably just steal it from him. Yeah, I know the rally in New Jersey was around 100K. That because I remember talking to somebody because he messaged me. I did a video about New Jersey, and I asked him. I was like, was there actually 100K people at that rally in the spring? Because it's such a random thing. And he was like, yeah, it was like the perfect scenario. There was actually 100K people there. I think Trump's trying to get like the sunset perfect or something. That's why he's waiting. What, 120K in Alabama for a rally? Or what are you talking about? Like when Trump was at the football game? Stream you're watching 1080p. No, it looks like it's 720. 720. 60 FPS. Too bad he never did. I know that would have been amazing if he did that. That would have been an election winner. But I don't think I think he'll win anyways. College game day. I saw College game day. That was crazy, dude. The kids like stormed College game day at like 11 o'clock at night or something. Why does Trump not do a rally in New Mexico? It's not worth it, man. It's blue, but it's also only like 6 electoral votes or 5 electoral votes. I can change it tonight. Yeah, I could, but I don't want it to lag. Doesn't really matter if it's at 720. It's enough. Yeah, he should do a rally at Bristol. It would be the best optics by far because it's an actual enclosed racetrack that has stands, and it would look really good. Security is unreal, really? Is that what people are saying? Yeah, I saw Missouri got crushed. Well, Bama's about to punt, too. I mean, if Vanderbilt can go to the locker room up, you know, that's going to be a tough game for Bama. Glad you're here to do this. Yeah, man, it would have been fun to be there, but it would have been a major commitment, honestly. I would have had to have left at 5 a.m. to get a decent spot to be able to film it properly. It would have been really, because the thing is, it's over 2 hours away from me. So I would have had to have left at 5 to get there at 7, and then I think I probably would have got a decent spot if I got there at 7. But the problem is, like, at 7, there was even a big line. I mean, those people that are in the front, they had to have gotten there at, they had to have been locals or some shit, or gotten, a hotel or something. Because it's just, there were so many people. It looks like somebody's coming out, maybe. Please don't be a music.
Never made.
Now it's music.
My name is John Paulson, and like you, I'm proud to be a proud supporter of President Trump. When he is elected president, he will deliver the greatest economic boom to America that we've ever seen.
Len Greenwood.
We'll see growth. In our energy sector, we become a manufacturing powerhouse. We'll see growth in real wages, which will benefit all Americans. It's great to see so many people here. Thank you. God bless.
He's a big investor, really? Makes sense. So they brought him out for us. He spoke for 10 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage American investor and founder of the Witkoff Group, Mr. Steve Witkoff.
Look, there they are up there. What is this?
Oh, I wish I were.
I gotta pause. I gotta minus out the music because I don't want to get copyrighted. What? Another small town song?
Wow. Wow. I wish my mom was here. First, I have some prepared remarks, but I would like to extend my blessings to the Dutch and Copenhagen family, and also to the Corey Compatore family. My heart is with you. This is a beautiful, beautiful town. I was marveling at the beauty. Patriots of Butler, Pennsylvania, it is my honor and my blessing to stand before you today. I'm not just here as a speaker, but I am a dear friend of the president and someone who has had the privilege of knowing President Trump personally, witnessing his strength and commitment to our nation. You know President Trump as a man who never backs down. I've been at his side through some of the toughest moments, and I can tell you, He embodies the leadership we need in these times for our nation. I was 10 feet away from him during the second assassination attempt. Amidst the chaos, President Trump stood tall. He didn't flinch or complain, not one bit.
I'm going to try and find something that doesn't have those cutouts.
And for every American who believes in this country, that's who Donald Trump, my dear friend,
This might be a worse
is.
camera angle, though. He's like dark now.
He's a fighter, the toughest fighter I know, who refuses to be broken or beaten. He faces adversity head on and says, "Bring it on." At the Republican National Convention where
Trump
I
will call
spoke,
Elon out, you're right.
I shared a side of the president many do not have the luxury of seeing.
Jose,
His
Trump
empathy.
and Republicans should eliminate the filibuster.
While the media
pass national
paints
voter
him
ID
as
and
tough,
get rid of mail-in ballots,
they
asylum
don't
reform,
show how
and fast
deeply
deportation.
he cares.
Well, I mean, it's
He feels
easier
the
said
burden
than
of
done, but I
every
certainly
challenge
think
this country faces
gonna
and
try and do a lot of
understands
that.
the struggles of everyday Americans.
especially
I'll
if they
never
get
forget
the House and the
when
Senate,
he
there's going to be
reached
high
out
emphasis
to
on
me
voter laws.
After I lost my son Andrew, he wasn't
Fox
just
News, but
the
I feel like Fox
president.
News actually might copyright me. They would be the ones to do it.
And ensuring we weren't alone. That's the kind of leader he is. The kind we need more than now than ever. The kind who came here today, even though he lost his own life on this very stage, but he was not going to be deterred. Today
Fox
we
is a bit
stand
lighter.
at a pivotal moment. In the wake of the Iranian attack,
How many people are there? I think
our
60K.
nation stands at a crossroads. The world watches to see who will step up to lead us. We need a leader who understands the gravity of this moment, who embodies strength in action, not just in words. President Donald Trump is that leader. My friend has stood up to tyrants and bullies, making tough decisions and always putting this country first.
There's around 60K people
even
there.
when it wasn't an easy choice. That's why we need him more now than ever.
Have you seen the new Kamala HQ
This
video?
isn't
No, I
about
haven't.
politics. It is about the soul of our country. It is about choosing strength over weakness.
Jeb Bush energy. The legacy
Vision
lives on.
over indecision. And leadership over chaos.
Use Trump's stream. Isn't his channel name just Donald J. Trump? I can never find his channel on here. I don't know why. There we go.
You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. President Trump understands that he is the most consequential president in the history of this country. He knows that leading this nation is about taking responsibility
Vandy 23-7
for our future, ensuring our children and grandchildren inherit a country that is safe, prosperous, and free. Behind the headlines and the political battles is a man who wants to see America thrive.
Is there seriously another hurricane going to Florida, or is that a troll?
In every fiber of his being that this country is still the greatest nation on earth and that her best days are yet to come. So as we face this pivotal moment in history, ask yourselves, who do you want leading this country when the enemies of freedom threaten our way of life?
There is another hurricane.
Do you want someone who bows to pressure because this man doesn't? Or someone who stands up, fights back, and says, no matter what you throw at me, I will not break. I will not waver.
Who is this?
I will not back down. That is Donald J. Trump.
This is an investor, I think, guys.
He has the courage to face today's challenges and the vision to build a brighter tomorrow. The pathway to peace, prosperity, and strength isn't found in weakness or hesitation. It's found in unwavering resolve. It's found in a leader who refuses to let America be pushed around or let our enemies dictate our future. So, Butler, Pennsylvania, this beautiful town, I ask you to stand with me. Stand with President Trump and stand for the future of this incredible country. Together.
Bro is giving a school presentation. Bro is getting roasted in the chat.
We will overcome every obstacle and make sure America's best days are still ahead. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless President Trump and his family, and God bless the United States of America.
Wow, I think Trump cut out the songs. He cut it out. I didn't even have to mute it. Yeah, they got that massive flag with the cranes again over top. They look so... Yeah, these people, they got to be tired at this point. I mean, they've had a... Jesus, man. They got there at like 5 a.m. Eric. Here comes Eric to speak now. I guess they're all speaking, so I guess Don Jr. is going to speak. Who do you guys got, Eric or Don Jr.? Let's see who my chat likes more, Eric or Don. Those are some nice legs, I know, man. I wasn't going to say anything.
Pennsylvania.
Looks like it's... looks like it's 85 done. Maybe 85, 90% done. Those are some good legs, I agree. I mean, you gotta respect them.
Pennsylvania, I've never been more proud to be anywhere in my life than I am today here with you on this stage.
Okay, here's the question. Donald Trump, Barron.
This is a big family.
Or Don Jr.
They tried to take away someone we all love. And they did take away someone we love in Corey. An incredible man. His family's backstage. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. They've tried to get my father every single second since he went down that golden escalator. Laura and I have witnessed it every single day. They tried to smear us. They tried to bankrupt us. They came after us. They impeached him twice. They went after his Supreme Court justices. They weaponized the entire legal system.
He hasn't said anything.
The Russia hoax, the dirty dossiers. You remember every single one of them. Far left AGs, far left DAs in every far left place in this country went after my father. They tried to pull him off the ballot in Colorado. They tried to pull him off the ballot in Maine. And it has not worked. And then, guys, they tried to kill him. They tried to kill him. And it's because the Democratic Party, they can't do anything right. They can't do anything right. You see it this week in the FEMA response in North Carolina, and in Georgia, and in South Carolina, and in Florida. You have people's houses floating down rivers. And what does Kamala do? She comes out and says, yes, I'd like to give that family $750.
Wow, he pronounced her name wrong. That's
send
racist.
$200 billion over to Ukraine so beautiful young kids can shoot at each other in trenches. $200 billion. We give hundreds of billions of dollars to Pakistan. They wouldn't tell us that bin Laden was literally a mile away from their equivalent of West Point. We send hundreds of billions of dollars to them. We gave $150 billion to Iran, a country that chants death to America.
Not this, the chat.
And Kamala Harris comes out and says, we're going to give $750 to the person who lost their house in a mudslide. Guys, this isn't America first. This is America last. But the good news, help is on the way. And help is on the way from the bravest person I have ever met in my entire life. My father's been the greatest father a person could ever have. He's been an inspiration to this entire country. And he was an inspiration here in Butler when he stood up with blood running down his face and said, fight, fight, fight.
Yeah, Eric's like the hammer.
I love all of you so much. I really mean it. This is a family. This isn't politics, guys. Guys, this isn't politics. This isn't politics. This is a movement of absolute love of hundreds of millions of people who want to save the United States, who want to keep our country number one at absolutely everything we do. And that's why we're going to re-elect Donald Trump as the 47th president of the United States. Guys, we love you. And to a woman that is doing a truly great job in every aspect of life, from being a great wife to an unbelievable mother. By the way, I think Caroline and Luke Trump are the most popular Trumps right now. Did you guys see them a couple weeks ago? Vote for Grandpa. Make America great again. But she's doing a hell of a job as the RNC co-chair. You know, I get to go to bed every single night and wake up every single morning.
Sounds like JFK
listening about voter integrity. It's really great. I'm really, really excited for November 6th when Laura can turn over in the morning and not talk about voter integrity. But she's doing a hell of a job. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura Trump.
Yeah, I agree. I'm tired of talking about voter integrity.
All right, Pennsylvania. Is anybody here ready to send Donald J. Trump back to the White House?
Is that a little loud for you guys? I mean...
Well, we're 31 days away. 1 month from right now, as Donald Trump always says, will be the most important day in the history of America. Because this is a pivotal moment for our country. And I don't even have to tell anybody that here. We can all feel it. This is no longer a fight between Republican versus Democrat, left versus right. It is good versus evil. And good is going to win this battle, ladies and gentlemen. And if you had any question whether God exists and he performs miracles, we got our answer here on July 13th, right here in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Bring Elon out. Bring Elon out. It's time for Elon.
He spared Donald Trump's life because he was not finished with Donald Trump. And he did it not once, but twice. And I've said it time and time again, but now you feel it more than ever. Donald Trump was made for such a time as this.
They're getting real desperate.
It's such an honor to be back here in Butler. And you know, I knew before Donald Trump even said he wanted to come back here that he would come back to Butler, Pennsylvania, because in life, you can operate with fear and cowardice, or you can operate with strength and faith. And that's what Donald Trump operates with, strength and faith. And that's the kind of leader we need to see back at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We need strength in this country. And Eric's right. I've been doing a little something with making sure that we have free, fair, and transparent elections, and that only legal citizens are voting in our elections here in the United States of America. If that's okay. It's been the #1 focus of the RNC since I took over alongside our chairman, Michael Whatley, back in March. We have had a big goal of recruiting 100,000 people to volunteer as poll watchers, poll workers, legal experts on the ground. And we said, I don't know, 100,000 is a lot. I'm happy to report that we have trained 200,000 people across this country to do that.
It's supposed to start at 5 o'clock.
So our message is very clear. If you are a person who is considering cheating in our elections, we will find you. We will track you down, and we will prosecute you to the full extent of the law. And if you're an illegal citizen voting in our election, we'll track you down and prosecute you to the full extent of the law, and you're leaving this country. How's that sound?
I agree. You can't say Trump's coming on at 5 if you've got 6 speakers before him at 5.
But real quick, before I go, is everybody in this crowd registered to vote? Well, it could be that you've heard of someone who's been doing so much voter registration right here in Pennsylvania. His name is Scott Pressler. And he has done an incredible job. We have flipped Bucks County and Luzerne County from Democrat to Republican in terms of voter registration. And I would like to invite my friend Scott Pressler to come up and say a few words to you folks, if you would welcome him, please, to the stage right now.
This dude's a hero on X.
And he wore shorts for us today, so check out his legs. Look at this. Yes.
We're more interested in her legs.
I wish I didn't wear shorts today. Mom and Dad, I honor you on the stage today, Captain Robert Pressler and my mom, Carol Pressler. Pennsylvania, you have the power to change the world. Pennsylvania wins the White House, and so please, I ask you today, please check your voter status, make sure you're an active voter registered at your current address, and please visit vote.pa.gov and register to vote today. A message to our union workers. We want your vote.
This is a big Republican
we want to keep jobs here in America.
People registered in Pennsylvania, which is the most important state in the election.
To our beautiful Amish and Lancaster and across the state, we will protect your raw milk, your dairy, your farming, your school choice, your religious freedom, your ability to afford to have 10 beautiful children per family. To our hunters, 30% of you are not registered to vote. Please, our hunters, support the Second Amendment, register to vote. To our truckers that service us every single day, please request a mail-in ballot or vote early, lock in those votes. To our sorority sisters and our fraternity brothers, please, you have the power. If you're going to school here in Pennsylvania, register to vote legally and lawfully here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I feel this from the top of my head to the tip of my toes, I love our great country. President Trump took a bullet for us.
His voice kind of sounded
Please
like JFK, not
use
100%,
your
but
ballot and
no,
have his back on Tuesday, November 5th, and deliver Pennsylvania for Donald J. Trump. Thank you. Thank you.
And I would imagine
All right,
it's
before
Don
we
Jr.
go, what we're going to do here today, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to make a new memory in Butler, Pennsylvania. And this will mark the moment that this election was won for Donald J. Trump. Let's send him back to the White House on November 5th. We love you, Pennsylvania. Thank you. God bless.
Can't have that song. Yeah, that dude does do great work on X. The amount of people he registers in Pennsylvania, and now they've cut into the voter registration by over half. It was 800K, now it's like 350. Elon has not spoken yet. I think what they're going to have Elon do is they're going to have Trump introduce him. Trump's going to come out. He's going to introduce Elon. Elon will speak for a little bit. Then Trump will speak. That's my prediction. Laura Loomer yet? Come on. Who's this Dave Batista? Wait, didn't Dave Batista endorse Kamala? Or did I not see that correctly? Yeah, this camera does zoom and it's on HD quality. It's a heavy duty piece of equipment. Have you been seeing the Democrats falling behind in Montana? What in this with Tester are you talking about? I mean, yeah, they are falling behind. I don't think this is muted, is it? No, it's not muted. The flag is great, I know. That's the exact same setup they had. Someone's coming out, I don't know who. I thought someone was coming out. Everyone got up. I don't know. Brian Stelter with a surprise endorsement. Great. Bring Brian up. The CNN bitch boy. Biden endorses Trump next. I think it'd be Walz, honestly, after the debate. Audio. No, this is their audio. It's not muted. This is what the Trump they do. That they don't have audio in between guests. Any idea of total attendance? The rumor is around 60,000. Joe Rogan coming as a special guest. Imagine Joe Rogan gets up there. I haven't watched much of Joe Rogan in a while, man. I can't listen to a 3-hour podcast. Talk to the podcast. I mean, this is a little bit. I mean, come on, let's. It's been, this thing was supposed to have at 5 o'clock. I thought we had caught it at the perfect time. I thought Trump was going to come out like 5:05, 5:10. He'd bring Elon out, and here we are an hour later, and I think we still have Don Jr. to come out. Probably, we might have someone else. I don't know. It'll probably be Don Jr. and then Trump and then Elon. Jordan Peterson, yeah, he basically endorsed Trump, but everyone knew that he would have, endorsed Trump over any Democrat. Protect our parks. Yeah, those are funny episodes. Does Joe Rogan support Trump? Yeah, I think he supports like most of Trump's stuff. This is lame. I know, dude. I mean, there's really nothing I can do. I just have to sit here and just with a blank face and just hope that something happens at some point. I mean, everyone got up like 5 minutes ago and then nothing happens. I'm just sitting here getting updates. Yeah, Dana White already is a known Republican. That's one of Trump's friends. Green Luck, I appreciate it. I don't know. I don't watch that. What is that, anime? I don't know what that is, bud. Anything on X? What do you mean? Like in terms of news? I don't know. I could check X really quickly, but I mean, I could maybe find that aerial photo if you want. See if we can get a crowd estimation. Man, look at all the cars. Holy shit. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to estimate how many people that is. I couldn't estimate that. I think someone's coming out. Yeah, they better have secured the rooftop. Come on. Joe Rogan endorses Trump. I mean, from what I've seen, Joe Rogan didn't endorse Trump yet. Really, he kind of did. I mean,
in the silence of our grief, lost, when the cause seems to be unwinnable, when the night seems to never end and hope is on its knees. We rise. When will they learn this man cannot be stopped? This movement cannot be defeated. And even when they mock us, even when they slander us, even when they count us out of the fight, we will not stop.
We will not bend.
A motivational speech.
We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. We will never, ever surrender. My fellow Americans, our movement is far from over. In fact, our fight has only just begun.
Well, I am playing the audio. They're the ones that mute it. So Trump's coming out now?
Things were gone. I'd worked for all my life.
I can't play that. I'm gonna get copyrighted. So they go straight to Trump. Trump has landed. He's 3 minutes early. No, it was 5 o'clock, but 5 o'clock Eastern.
To the hills of Tennessee.
Guys, we gotta stop with the aura word. I mean, the aura word is the new... I was born in a small son of liberty.
The men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
It's just more... God, you're making up for it, man. You're making up for the copyright claim. He did use the YMCA song a bunch in 2016.
Lee, thank you very much, really. And thank you, a very big thank you to Pennsylvania. We love Pennsylvania. And as I was saying...
Oh, man. You knew it was happening.
Oh, I love that. I love that chart. I love that graph. Isn't it a beautiful thing? But also beautiful because look at the number. That's the day I left office. It was the lowest Border Patrol, the lowest it's ever been. Illegal immigration. Today it's out of control. But I love it for other reasons, too. You know that. So thank you very much. And thank Lee and what Lee has done with that song. And it's such an honor to have it. I want to just let you know that tonight I return to Butler in the aftermath of tragedy and heartache to deliver a simple message to the people of Pennsylvania and to the people of America. Our movement to make America great again stands stronger, prouder, more united, more determined, and nearer to victory than ever before. We're going to make America great again. Going to win the election. Going to win the election. And to all Americans, whether you are Republican, Democrat, Independent, Conservative, or Liberal, or you have no label whatsoever, it makes no difference. Our movement, it belongs to you. It belongs to our country. It belongs to our country. And together, in just 1 month, we are going to usher in a new golden age of American security, prosperity, sovereignty, and freedom for our citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. Exactly 12 weeks ago this evening on this very ground, a cold-blooded assassin aimed to silence me and to silence the greatest movement, MAGA, in the history of our country. MAGA. We love MAGA. For 16 harrowing seconds during the gunfire, time stopped as this vicious monster unleashed pure evil from his sniper's perch, not so far away. But by the hand of Providence and the grace of God, that villain did not succeed in his goal, did not come close. He did not stop our movement. He did not break out our spirit. He did not shake our unyielding resolve to save America from evils of poverty, hatred, and destruction. Yet we are here this evening in record numbers. This is a big crowd. This is a big one.
It's at least 60K.
This is a big one. Not only to mark the triumph of American spirit, but over, and you know that this is really, truly, in the truest sense, spirit over evil and adversity, but also to pay tribute to some of the best and bravest we have ever known. This field is now a monument to the valor of our first responders, to the resilience of our fellow citizens, and to the sacrifice of a loving and devoted father, a really great man. You know that. Forever afterward,
yeah, they got it. They've honored him in the crowd too.
Forever after, all who have visited this hallowed place will remember what happened here, and they will know of the character and courage that so many incredible American patriots have showed and know, and they know it at a level never seen before, probably. First, I want to thank the men and women of the U.S. Secret Service who threw their bodies on top of mine.
Thanks for nothing.
Without even a thought for their own lives. They were on top of me so fast. They were on top of me, and there was not even a moment of doubt in their minds. You watch those tapes, not even a moment of doubt. I want to thank Secret Service. They're great, great people. They are great people. And in that moment, those agents displayed a devotion to duty that cannot be described, and they did it yet again less than 3 weeks ago when they really did a fantastic job. Another attempt. It was another attempt. We have an evil world. We have a very sick world.
My gratitude to them is beyond measure. We also owe a tremendous debt thanks to the Secret Service counter sniper and a local police sniper who returned fire within seconds and stopped the shooter quickly and saved many lives. If he didn't stop, he saved many lives. He had a lot of bullets, a lot of ammunition up there with him. And we are, just amazing when you think they did it so quickly without any knowledge of what was going on. Boom. And had that not happened, it would have been a very different story. It would have been potentially many people. I also want to express our thanks to the Butler Township Police Department, incredible people. The Butler Sheriff's deputies, Pennsylvania State Police, and all of the other law enforcement heroes, as well as the emergency personnel and doctors, the medical teams at Butler Memorial Hospital, Allegheny General Hospital, who rushed me and rushed some of these very badly wounded people. They were wounded, a lot of
they were wounded.
Badly wounded people, and in particular two people, and I tell you, they were very brave and great people. They were big Trump fans, and they still are. That means something. That was pretty amazing. You know, when I got up, I asked whether or not anybody was killed. I assumed that there would be a lot because I heard the bullets winging right over my head. They said probably 3. The doctors did such an incredible job. It was one great gentleman, but the other 2 have been amazing, actually. They've gone through it. They've gone through a lot. And when the crisis struck, they did really Pennsylvania proud. You've heard that expression, Pennsylvania proud. It's a great place. I went to school. I went to college in Pennsylvania. It's a great place. The people are incredible. Also, and I have to say, after returning to the field tonight, is one of the really brave Americans who was hit by the assassin's bullet, U.S. Marine veteran David Dutch. David, thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, David. And David, we're thrilled to see your recovery is going well. Great doctors up here, I have to tell you, great doctors. Your courage is really an inspiration to us all, so I want to thank you very much, David. A great gentleman, great gentleman. I want to send our love to someone who could not be here because he has just undergone a major surgery related to the shooting. A man who was really badly wounded, like David, James Copenhagen, because James was a wonderful man, a big Trump fan. And Mr. Copenhagen is out there watching us right now, but he's in a hospital where they did some additional work, but he's in great shape. He wanted to be here so badly, but he's in great shape, and we appreciate it, and we're looking to his full and complete recovery. He will have a complete recovery. Thank you. Thank you very much. And of course, there's one more hero who could not make it back here tonight because he is no longer with us, right? You know who that is, right? Corey, our beautiful Corey. Corey is not with us tonight, and he should be. And we all miss him. He's become somewhat of a folk hero, I have to tell you. Who is with us is his beautiful wife and daughters and relatives, sister. Please, where are you? Where are they sitting?
I'm not sure if they're going to come up to speak or not. I think they might.
There they are. There's a lot of people. It's not easy to find people in this audience. Goes back further than you can see. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great family. A great, incredible family. And he loved you a lot. And, his wife said something very beautiful. The public, a lot of people, all of us, A lot of people have been very generous, and she said, I'd rather have my husband. That's a good thing to say. That's a good thing to say. I'd rather have my husband. Cory Comparator was an incredible husband and father, a devout Christian, a veteran, and a proud former fire chief, very respected within the town. Everybody knew him. Few men volunteered to run into fires, but Cory was one of those who did. He ran into fires. I spoke to people that were with this guy would do anything. He was brave, right? Brave guy like you. And he was also a protector who put his life on the line for others, and he loved doing it. And when the sound of gunshots pierced the air on that July evening, Cory leapt into the fire one more time. In his last seconds of this earth, he threw himself on the top of his wife and daughters. He didn't want them hurt. He threw himself. He said he knew what was happening. He didn't want them hurt. And he was hit hard. He was hit hard.
I haven't seen
Elon
yet.
And he gave his life to shield their lives. Every father and husband in America hopes that if the time came, we would have what Cory had. Tremendous courage, tremendous guts, and he wanted to protect his family, and he did protect his family. At this time, it is 6/11, 12 weeks to the minute that the shooting began. I would like to ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence.
The fact that he timed that was pretty cool that he timed that. I think it is live. I think he is singing it live. I don't know if I would get a copyright strike for this. I don't think so. Yeah, that's not a song that you can copyright strike.
Now that is what you call a voice. One of the greatest opera singers in the world, and Christopher Macchio, who's truly a great talent, is going to be back when I leave, and I'm going to stay backstage watching every song. He's going to sing 3 or 4 great songs, Nessa Dorma and others. And so I wouldn't leave your seat too fast when we're finished today, but this is in honor of 3 great people, actually, 3 great, and in particular, Corey. And we appreciate it, but that is a real voice, isn't it, huh? That's not... What do you think, Mr. Future Vice President? Pretty good, right? I don't know if you could do that, J.D. I don't know. I don't think J.D. can do that. In the face of murderous hate, Corey answered the most selfless kind of love. We are joined this evening by Corey's incredible widow, Helen, his 2 precious daughters, Kaylee and Allison, and his sisters, Kelly and Dawn. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is an incredible tribute.
They can still auto-detect
This
him.
is a tribute like no other, and he deserves it. To Helen and the entire family, I can only begin to imagine the depths of your grief, but I want you to know that just like you, we will carry his memory in our hearts for as long as we live. Everybody in this stadium and everybody that was there on that tragic evening, we are thinking about Corey. We think about him a lot. I know he's looking down on us right now from heaven, smiling at his beloved wife and daughters and his mother, Karen, and his entire family. And he's with you, and he's going to be with us for a long time because, you know, some people just don't die in vain, and what he's left behind is incredible. And so God bless you, Corey. God bless you. Thank you very much. God bless you. You know, I just one little story. Helen told me that on the day that they came to the rally, Corey was really excited because somebody gave him great seats right up front here with the people from North Carolina, the ladies from North Carolina. This is their 227th rally. I don't know what's going on with them. Those beautiful ladies. But they always seem to have good seats. You know? But Corey had the best seat in the house, and he was telling his wife and family on the way over in the car, he said, I'm telling you, he's going to invite me up on the stage, because I do that sometimes. I take people, we invite them up on the stage. And she smiled, thinking it'll never happen. And little did anyone realize that Corey would be on the stage 3 months later in an almost immortal position. And that's where he is today. He's on the stage in I think it's a truly immortal position. So the love that he showed on that day and throughout his life is the love that sustains the entire movement, love that our families have, and it's love of our communities and love of our country. It's a force more powerful than any hatred and malice, because even in the darkest hours it shines forth as a guide, and it guides us like nothing could ever guide us. It guides us really like a candle in the night. And so it's love like Corey's that is joining us to save our country, that's going to heal our country, and that is going to reunite our country as one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So what our opponents have never understood is that this movement has never been about me. It's always been about you. It's been about a lot of people, millions and millions of people, the biggest ever in the history of this country, maybe anywhere. And everyday people who are the heart and soul of our country. They love our movement, they love our country, and they know they're doing right. Your hopes are my hopes, your dreams are my dreams, and your future is what I am fighting for every single day. And now I have a great companion in J.D. Vance. How good was he the other night? How good?
I have to ask, did they show Elon in a dark MAGA hat? Is that what it was?
It was great. He was great. But from the very beginning of this journey, I've been on a mission to rescue our country from a failed and very corrupt political establishment, very corrupt. We have to change it. We have to change it. We need also a very free and open press. and to give it back to the country you believe in and I believe in. It's a country that we were born in and the country that you deserve. You deserve this. In that mission, I will never quit. I will never bend. I will never break. I will never yield, not even in the face of death itself. And I believe that every citizen deserves an America with a grand, very, very grand ambition, great opportunities, and limitless. We just want limitless potential. We want an America where you can get ahead and be proud of life and provide for your family in a really decent way, where we don't have crime. We have a fabulous military to protect us from evil. We have everything has to be the best. We have to have the best schools. We have to have strong borders. We don't want bad people coming in and hurting us. We don't want to have open borders, do we? You deserve a government that protects and respects its own citizens, that defends your sovereignty, your security, and your dignity and your freedom. You deserve a nation that builds things, again, makes things better, that aims for the stars once more, and that once again commands respect. And we want to get respect like we had it 4 years ago. The entire world respected us. They respected us. They respected us more than they've ever respected us. And now they laugh at us. We can't have them laugh at us, can we? Above all, you deserve leadership in Washington that does not answer to the lobbyists, to the bureaucrats, or to the corrupt special interests, but answers only to you, the hardworking citizens of America, of which there are a lot of them. We have a lot of them. We have a lot of them. Over the past 8 years, those who want to stop us from achieving this future have slandered me, impeached me, indicted me, tried to throw me off the ballot, and who knows, maybe even tried to kill me. But I've never stopped fighting for you, and I never will. Never will. Never gonna stop. Thank you. Thank you.
He needs to come out in a black MAGA hat. Dark MAGA.
And in turn, you have always stood with me. You have always stood with me, no matter what. You saw what was going on. You saw the hoaxes and the scams. You saw everything that went on. We are a team. We're a great team, I think. We're probably the best team ever in the history of our country, if you really think about it. We've fought together. We have endured together. We have pushed onward together. And right here in Pennsylvania, we have bled together. We've bled. We've had 3 people that really got hit hard. 2 of them made it. Great doctors. Great doctors. They weren't supposed to make it. I wasn't supposed to make it. People said, my great doctor at Butler said, "Sir, you're the luckiest man alive. This would be a good time for you to go out and buy a lottery ticket." I've never seen anything like I almost went out and bought a lottery ticket. I'll take it. And 31 days from now, here in this great Commonwealth and all across our land, we are going to win together. We are going to vote together. We're going to win the greatest election in the history of our country, maybe the greatest election all time. After we all have been through all of this together, nobody's gone through what we've gone through. Nobody. Because I go through it, you're going through it too. But there's never been anything like this. You know, I always say there's an enemy from within and there's an outside enemy. And if you're smart, the outside enemy is not going to be a problem. Russia, China, North Korea, we're not going to have a problem if you have a smart president. If you have not such a smart president, then it's a problem. But we have an enemy from within, which I think is much more dangerous than the outside enemy. We stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We can make these the 4 greatest years. We'll turn it around so fast that your head will spin. With victory on November 5th, we are going to redeem America's promise and unlock the extraordinary future that is just within our reach. It is now within our reach. Think of it, 1 month from today, 1 month. We got to get there. We got to get there. They'll drop all sorts of bombs. They'll be hitting you, JD. They'll be hitting me. These people.
He's about to be covered by that shadow with the sun.
I think we've almost become immune to it, haven't we? We've become immune to it. You got a little dose of it, a couple of little doses. No, that's the only way. That's the only way they can even think about winning, with open borders. Who wants open borders? Who wants men playing in women's sports? Who wants sex change operations for illegal aliens in holding bins? No, I don't think so. We will begin a new era of soaring income, skyrocketing wealth, millions and millions of new jobs, and a booming middle class. We're going to boom like we've never boomed before. And we're going to unleash a manufacturing renaissance right here in Pennsylvania, including fracking like we've never fracked before. We're going to frack.
You don't want to slip up on that word.
You know, our opponent said, there'll be no fracking, no fracking. We'll never frack. Then she started seeing poll numbers, by the way. And,
right.
And by the way, speaking of poll numbers, do you mind if I mention poll numbers? Because I only mention them when they're good. I never mention it.
Well, they're really good
one
recently.
That's hit me really amazingly, Rasmussen, very highly respected poll. JD, it just came out. I don't think you heard this one, but this is a shock. You know, they always say the Democrats will win the Hispanic vote, but we've been creeping up rather rapidly. And Rasmussen is one of the most respected polls. I mean, Republicans would get 4, 5, 6, 9, 10%. They just came out with a poll.
I changed my username, that's why.
62% for Trump. Think of that. Think of that. And 34% for Kamala. I don't usually use her last name because nobody knows who I'm talking about. I go, Harris.
Right.
They say, who's Harris? Last name. It's happening all the time.
I can't
Who's
use it
Harris?
in videos. It has to be Kamala.
And we can't find out who she is, because if we do, our country is going to be in big trouble. We will live in a very beautiful city or town that are safe and clean, with borders that are sealed and secure. And again, we want people to come into our country. We all want that. We need that. But you know what? We want them to come in legally. They're going to come in legally and love for our country. And America will once again be strong and confident and free. And we're going to have that. We're going to have it strong, confident, and free. That's why I'm here today. You know, I could right now be having a beautiful life. I don't have to be here. I could be on a gorgeous beach someplace. I have such nice property. I could be in Monte Carlo, as an example, but I'd rather be in Butler with you.
Well, Emma, if she actually respected her husband.
I'd rather be in Butler. And I think JD would rather be in Butler, JD.
Dude, that shadow.
No, I'd rather be here. Because we're doing something. You know, they got a lot of rich guys that go, nobody cares about them. I had one about a month ago, very, very rich guy, and he called me up. He said, President, I've known him for a long time. I don't say how long because I don't want my wife to hear that number. It's a long time. But he's very successful, and he said to me, sir, could you do me a favor? The guy's worth billions of dollars. He said, could you do me a favor? I can't get into a restaurant. Do you think you could call them to get me in? And I said, what the hell is the good of being rich if you can't get into a restaurant, right? And I called the maitre d'. Hi, I'm a little embarrassed. Hi, this is Donald Trump. I recognize your voice. I said, would you do me a favor? A friend of mine is online about a mile back. This is a very successful restaurant.
Yeah, the lighting is better.
And he's got his wife. I described the wife. Could you possibly go get them? Could you go get them and bring them in? And he did. And my friend called me up the next day. He said, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, doctor, please. Doctor in the house. Thank you.
Someone fainted?
Thank you. Thank you very much, doctor. Yeah, thank you. Take your time, doctor, please. We got plenty of time, right?
What happened? Did someone faint?
You doing okay? Take your time. We've got to protect our people, right? Take your time.
I don't know what happened. I just speculated that someone fainted. I don't know.
It's all right, doctor. Go ahead. That's all right.
Heat, exhaustion. I mean, I thought it was like 71 there today.
That's all right. People come out 2-3 days ago, and then they get it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. We appreciate. Everybody appreciates it. Yep. Take your time. That's great. That's great.
Trump gets 90 million votes. I think it's going to be a lower turnout election than 2020, so no.
Do we have the greatest people in the world? We have the greatest people in the world.
Crowd going. Well, what do you expect, man?
First responders,
Amazing.
thank you very much.
They're there for Trump. They obviously love Trump. Went to a rally in 2020, someone puked and fainted. It does seem like this has happened a few times at the rallies, the outdoor ones. Well, for Trump, obviously, you want to make sure they're okay before you get back to talking. They might be trying to get an iconic sunset image. I'm not exactly sure what, because it is an interesting time to have a rally at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, rather than like 1 or 2. Oh my God, this is gonna get copyrighted. Mets take a 2-1 lead. Better do a stadium rally. I don't know if he'll do one, man. I think Elon is coming soon. We'll pause on that. Elon is going to be arriving. He'll be going out to the stage soon. How was Joker 2? I think people, it wasn't good, but it wasn't as bad as people said. People get this hive mentality. Guys, I was being sarcastic about that. Shout out to Dark MAGA, dude. If he comes out, if he comes out in a Dark MAGA hat, I think it might skyrocket. He has to come out in a Dark MAGA hat, though. I have to say I'm being sarcastic when I say things now, because otherwise it's.
Thank you.
We don't know I don't know. I mean, you can probably look it up. Someone on Twitter know what happened. I'm sure there's reporters saying something. It was either someone fainted or something like that. We haven't seen anything, but they just showed Trump's reaction. Someone's having a medical emergency in the crowd, yeah. Heat stroke, possible. I mean, I understand you guys are saying he needs to get on with the speech, but if he started talking while there was still like a medical emergency, liberals would 1000% use that against him. So he's waiting and making sure they're okay. And Elon has a black hat on. Yeah, but will he wear the black hat on the stage? The dark MAGA hat. He wears it on stage and then shouts it out. That would be crazy.
Thank you, Doctor. Great job. Thank you very much. Thank you, all. Fellas, thank you. First responders, thank you very much. People are here for a long time, and we appreciate it very much. And so sometimes that happens. A lot of times that happens, actually. But she'll be great. You watch. So 12 weeks ago, we all took a bullet for America, and all we are all asking is that everyone goes out and votes. We got to win. We can't let this happen to our country. We can't take another 4 years like this. We won't have a country left. We're not going to have a country left. And all of this will be for nothing if you don't get out and vote. It will all be for nothing. We will have talked about it, but and if we do it, it'll be the greatest achievement, I think, in the history of politics for all of us for this age. Because we're going to change our country around and fast. We're going to do things
Should I go with my highest pitch?
Nobody thought were possible. We're going to do them fast. So Pennsylvania, it's time to stand up for America and time to
stand up for
save our country.
Elon
This
Musk
is really
himself.
about saving our country. It's never been like this. When you look at the crime, look at the crime. Look at the people that are coming in, murderers. 13,099 murderers let in over the last short period of time. Murderers that have been released from penitentiaries, prisons, jails, released into our country. Crime rates all over the world are down. They're taking their gang members and their criminals, they're taking their people in jail, and they're releasing them into our country. We can't have it. You know, we just can't have it. How do you get more simple than that? They're releasing murderers, they're releasing drug dealers, they're releasing gang members and criminals, human traffickers. Mostly they traffic in women, and they're releasing them all into our country, and they're emptying their jails, and their crime rates in Venezuela are way down because, you know, but it's not only in South America, it's all over the world, in Africa, the Congo. There are a lot of people coming out of the Congo in Africa. They're coming out from Asia. They're coming out from the Middle East, Yemen. They're coming out from Yemen. A lot of people coming out of Yemen. And they're known terrorists, and they just release them into our country from countries unknown also. They know nothing about the people. Oh, go right in. These people are crazy. And we have to win. We'll stop it immediately, and it will be a big deportation. We're going to deport these people. We're going to get them out of our country immediately, or we won't have a country. And if we win Pennsylvania, we will win the whole thing. The whole thing will be won.
Bring Elon out quick.
So for the sake of our families, for the sake of our children, we will keep on going. And as the expression goes, I mean, I'm a little embarrassed to say it, to be honest with you, but I'm going to say it because a lot of people do say it. We will fight, fight, fight. We're going to fight for our country.
All right, I got to piss really quickly. I have to piss.
We're going to fight for our country. And together we will save this country, we will restore the republic, and America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger, freer and greater, and more united than ever before. Our country will be united. You'll watch, you'll watch. You know, we had the most successful country ever, maybe in the world during my term. We had the greatest economy that we've ever had. And you know what was happening? We were uniting. The other side, radical left people were coming over. They wanted to meet. They were coming over. Women, men. If you look at population, our black population, our Hispanic population, our Asian population, everybody was doing better. People that went to the best schools and best colleges in the world, got the highest marks, and people that couldn't get a high school degree. Everybody was doing better, and our country was coming together. And then we got hit with COVID, a gift from China. Some people would call it the China virus. And we did a great job on that, too. We did a great job, but the world was disturbed. $60 trillion in damage worldwide, millions and millions of, tens of millions of people killed. And we still, during this 4-year period, we had the greatest economy, one of the great countries of the world. And we left with a stock market that was higher than it was just prior to COVID coming in. So what we did was something really incredible. But we had the greatest, most successful country ever. We had the greatest economy in our history, and we're going to do it again, and maybe even better. We learned a lot. We learned a lot about people and about doing things and what works and what doesn't work, and we're going to do it, and it's going to be quick. It's going to be quick. And we're going to have safe cities, and we're going to have great cities again, and we're going to have a capital in Washington, D.C.,
They're trying to
which
get the
is right
sunset
now
for this.
crime-ridden. You leave from the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, you go drive down to Washington, D.C., and you drive down, and you end up getting murdered, you end up getting hurt, you get mugged. We are going to straighten out Washington, D.C. We're going to make it again the most beautiful capital in the world. We're not going to have graffiti. We're not going to have graffiti on our marble columns. We're not going to have roads that have potholes all over them and medians that are falling into the highways. We're going to run it properly. We're going to change it. We're going to run it properly. It's an embarrassment to us. Can you imagine foreign leaders coming in and running over roads that haven't been paved in years? We're honored to be joined tonight by one of the people who is going to help us build this incredible future. And he is a truly incredible guy. And I don't say that often.
Yep.
He's a great gentleman. He's done such an unbelievable job for North Carolina, for Georgia, for Alabama, for Florida, for Tennessee. His name is Elon Musk. He saved free speech. He created so many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here.
What is he doing?
Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
Dude, he just jumped behind him. Oh, the dark MAGA hat. Oh, the dark MAGA hat. Yes.
Hi, everyone.
He's got the dark MAGA hat on. Dude, talk about dark MAGA. Dark MAGA.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is.
Dude, that's got to
here.
send it. That's got to send it. Come on.
You know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire.
Oh, come on.
And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Fight, fight, fight! Blood coming down the face.
And Elon's a superhero.
America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So who do you want representing America? Yeah, absolutely. And I think this election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms. They want to take away your right to vote effectively. You've got 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to live, is just passed a law banning voter ID for voting. I still can't believe that's real. So how are you supposed to have a proper election if there's no ID? It's just meaningless. And free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And If people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment. President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America. Yes.
He's just like, yes.
This is doing well. A must-win situation. Must win. So I have one ask for everyone in the audience, everyone who watches this video, everyone in the live stream. There's one request. It's very important. Register to vote. Okay? And get everyone you know and everyone you don't know, drag them to register to vote. There's only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona. 48 hours. Like, text people now. Now. Oh, and then make sure they actually do vote.
What happened? Look at the hat he's wearing.
If they don't, this will be the last election. That's my prediction. Nothing's more important. Nothing's more important.
Effectively, the last election, they're going to import so many.
So get everyone you know. Everyone. So speaking to people out there, everyone in the crowd, I think, is already convinced. But for people out there that are watching the video, watching the live stream, you need to get everyone you know, at work, your friends, family, text groups, your social media, everything. Get them to register to vote right now. Only 2 days left for Georgia and Arizona. Only a couple weeks left in Pennsylvania. And if they're not registered to vote, it doesn't matter at that point. Register to vote. I'm being repetitive for a reason, okay? So nothing is more important.
This is important.
And a lot of people think maybe their vote doesn't count. Well, it does.
It does count for the Pop Your Vote.
It does. It matters. And this election could be decided by 1,000 votes, 500 votes. A tiny margin. So get everyone you know to register to vote. I believe that's swapthevote.com. I believe that's the site. And double check that your registration is good. Don't take it for granted. I'm just being repetitive about this point because it is the one takeaway, more than anything, that will matter is getting those registrations and then getting everyone you know to actually vote. That is what will decide this election, especially in Pennsylvania.
They're selling dark MAGA hats. Yeah, I know. They've been selling those for a while, Pax.
So thank you. And honestly, you want to just be a pest. Just be a pest to everyone you know, people on the street, everywhere. Vote, vote, vote. Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote. Thank you.
Dude, he was jumping behind him. He was jumping behind him. They didn't even show. Like Trump was barely even announcing him, and you just see him. I'm like, wait, that's Elon?
What a great guy, and he'd rather be making rocket ships because he'd really rather do that. Nobody better. I think he's got 90% of the rockets that go up. But Elon, thank you very much. Incredible, incredible. What he says is true. What he says is true. You know, we're all having fun here tonight, but if we don't register and if we don't vote, we're just going to look upon this as another sort of nice day in our life, but it won't even be a nice day. We're going to look back and we're going to say, wow, it's a lot of time, a lot of effort. We got to win. If we don't win, it's, as he said, it's just not important. We have to save our country, so you have to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. You got to get your friends and vote because, you know, they play a lot of tricks, this particular other side. Elon's a very nice guy. He doesn't want to say it, but they play a lot of tricks. We can't let it happen. We can't let it happen again. We can't let it happen. And one thing, they showed us how bad they are. They showed us how bad a job they do. So That's one thing we got from this 4 years. They've done the worst job. That's the worst president in the history of our country. It's the worst vice president in the history of our country. And if you watched over the last couple of days, they are doing, this is a Katrina for them. This is one of the worst, they say it's the worst job ever done on helping people through the ravages of a hurricane. And they're watching, she's out there campaigning in San Francisco, a place that she ruined, okay? She ruined San Francisco. She ruined, think of this, she ruined San Francisco. She was the worst DA, and she ruined the state of California, and now she wants to ruin the United States of America. We can't let her do it. So I called Elon to tell him that they needed Starlink as an example. They couldn't get Starlink. I didn't know what Starlink was, I must tell you. Elon, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know what the hell Starlink was. He loves Starlink. He can tell you every little screw that's needed, every wire. Me, I didn't know. But when I was in North Carolina and Georgia just the other day, yesterday to be exact, but they were saying we have tremendous communications, especially in North Carolina, and we have tremendous problems. We have no communication. The poles were ripped down. The wires were underwater. Houses were destroyed. Possibly 1,000 people, maybe more, will be, there's 600 people missing. Missing is not good, because you know what missing means generally. That's really bad. And they had no communication. They had literally no communication with, they called it the mainland, because the water was so crazy. It was like they were in the middle of a lake, and they'd never seen anything like it. And they said, do you know somebody named Elon Musk? I said, yeah, I happen to know him a little bit. He just endorsed me, actually. Although he endorsed me a long time ago, but he still, to me, every day is a good endorsement from Elon. Nobody's smarter than Elon. And they said, could you do us a favor? Could you help us? We're trying to get Starlink, and it's very hard to get. Most people say you can't even get it. I called up Elon. I said, North Carolina's in big trouble. Georgia's in big trouble. They need communication. They have none because their poles have been knocked down and their wires are underwater and even dangerously underwater. But they have no communication. Elon, could you do something about Starlink, whatever the hell that is, Elon? Whatever Starlink, that's all they want to hear is Starlink. And an amazing thing happened. I got a call from one of the top people in North Carolina. I got a call from another great person in Georgia. And I wasn't finished with my phone call yet. And they got word that Starlink would be delivered to the States. I said, no, and I said, what the hell is he? What kind of a system is that? Normally you'd have to hang up and he'd go and call people. He did it during the phone call. What kind of a system do you have? That's why he's a very advanced, he is a very advanced person. But I want to thank you, Elon, because I got it. And I said, how does it work? 2 days later, how does it work? They said, much better than the wires. So now I'm saying, why the hell aren't they? You're going to come out very well anyway. And he also said, you don't have to pay me. You pay me someday when you get the money back. You don't have to pay me. He wanted nothing. He's a great guy. Thank you, Elon, for being here. Thank you very much. Great honor. Great honor. Thank you, Elon. And that's heartfelt. I can't even see the end. That's a lot of people here today. We're also joined by a great gentleman, a top, brilliant student. He went to a tremendous college and he graduated right at the top of his class. In 2 years, I didn't know you could do that. It's 4-year college. Then he went to the military. Then he came out and he did fantastically inside the military. Then he came out. He went to Yale. Without the benefit of family ties. You know what that means, right? Without the benefit. That's pretty good without family ties. I don't know too many of those people. They had no family ties. He got in. He can't get in. And he graduated along with his wife. They're not going to have any problems with your kids academically, I can tell you. His wife and him were like the top students in the class. But he went to Yale Law School, and then he went out into the private sector, did great. Then he ran for the Senate, and he did fantastically. He won. And he's like a rocket ship. He's like one of Elon's rocket ships, the way his career is going. But you see why, because he's a really brilliant guy, and you saw that the other night in the debate, right? You saw that the other night in the debate.
He did win the debate, according to
You know the expression they have? If that were a fight, they would have stopped it, right? So I just want to thank JD. I was always confident in that pick. And we had great people too, JD. We have every one of those guys were great. Every one of them would have done a great job. It was amazing. But we appreciate the job you're doing. And he's also very energetic. And he'll go on anywhere. He'll go on MSDNC. I say, oh, he's on that. He'll go on CNN. It's like he has no problem. He swats them like this. He has no problem. No, it's true. You know, other people say, sir, I'd rather not do that one. I'd rather not do that one, sir. I'd rather not do them, because they are, you know, very. With him, he doesn't care. He says, they're not going to outsmart me. So I want to thank JD. You've done a great job. Thank you very much. Amazing. Great. We have a lot of senators and a lot of people from Congress. I'm going to introduce a few of them that are really outstanding, and they are warriors and they're great patriots. Senator Eric Schmidt. Where's Eric Schmidt? He's around here someplace. Nice, tall, handsome guy. Thank you, Eric. What a great job you've done.
Earlier.
He helps us so much with the Senate, and we've got a great Senate. We have to get a couple of more senators elected. I think it's going to happen, too. I think it's going to happen. We have members of Congress here. Dan Muser. Dan, where's Dan? Great.
This is towards the end
Great
of the
job.
speech. He's thanking people.
Real warrior. These are warriors. Guy Reschenthaler. That's the hardest name in the Senate to pronounce, but I've learned how to pronounce it. Guy, thank you very much. Great. Where's Guy? Guy, thank you very much, Guy. Glenn G.T. Thompson. Fantastic guy. Thanks, Glenn. Great job. John Joyce. Thank you, John.
Dark MAGA trending.
Corey Mills. He's
That's
out there
awesome.
fighting, too. He's out there.
We got to get
He is out there in North Carolina, Georgia. He's out there helping people. Mike Waltz, who's a tremendous national security asset. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Okay, and a man who was my doctor. I got to know him as a doctor in the White House, right? And then before that, he was actually an admiral, and then he went to the White House. He was a great admiral. He was a great doctor. And I love him for one reason. They asked him in the White House, the press, the fake news media said, who is the most? He was the doctor for Obama, Bush, and Trump. That's pretty good, right? White House doctor for the three of us. He said, the press, who is the healthiest of the three? He said, definitely it's Donald Trump. There's not even a contest. And I love that guy. When he said that, JD, when he said that, I said, I like this guy. So then he said, you know, sir, he was leaving the White House. He said, you know, I'd love to run for Congress. And he ran against 28 people. They were all running for the Republican primary, because whoever won that primary is going to win. I think it's a Trump plus 48. Whoever wins gets 48-point start. And not only did he win, he won easily. And now he's one of the most popular people in Congress and one of the most talented, maybe more importantly. Ronnie Jackson. Ronnie? Where's Ronnie? Where is he? Oh, good. Thank you, Ronnie. And you got a lot of talent surrounding you there. I think it's very important also. We're here for a reason, and that's to win and to honor Corey. But Corey wants us to win, too. And there's a man in the audience that's been very much a career path, a little bit like JD, a great student, great talented student, and fantastic in the military, then went out to be a tremendous success, one of the most successful people on Wall Street.
Guys, go like my tweet.
And he's tough and he's smart, and he's going to make sure you always have fracking in Pennsylvania. And he's going to make sure you have many other things other than fracking. You have a senator that now does nothing. He does nothing. And he doesn't fight for you. He votes with Biden, if you can believe it, like 100% of the time. But this guy, and you know, we're lucky that he does it. I don't know. He might not have done it if he had it to do again. I don't know. But I think he's just one of the most outstanding people anywhere in the country to run for office. And We're lucky that he's doing it, and he's got a real shot. He's doing very well in the polls. It's hard to beat somebody that's been there a long time, but this is somebody that's been there a long time and did nothing. He did nothing. And his name is David McCormick, and he's great, and I hope he's going to be your next senator.
He might actually win. It's close.
And I see somebody else I didn't know he was here. Mike Kelly. I see Mike Kelly here. Stand up. Oh, boy, am I lucky. Am I lucky I spotted him. If I didn't spot you, I was in big trouble, right? This is a man who's beloved in this state, and he's fantastic. So thank you, Mike. Thank you. We also have some terrific people from law enforcement. Butler County Sheriff Mike Sloop. Thank you, Mike. Great job. Thank you.
I can't believe you actually mentioned
Dark
Bag.
Like,
what are the odds
Thank you for
of
your
that?
help. I can say that. Thank you very much. Butler County Commissioner Leslie Oshie. Leslie, thank you. Thank you, Leslie. Great job. RNC Chairman Michael Whatley. This guy is doing a great job. He's doing great. Came from North Carolina. We won North Carolina. He kept their cheating down to a minimum, and we were able to win it, and we were solid all night long. And he's great, but if we don't have good results by the 6th of November, I will never say that about
Someone
him again.
screenshotted Elon jumping behind Trump.
No, he's a great guy. He's working very hard.
God.
24 hours a day he's working, I know that. And he's working mostly on Stop the Steal, because we have a lot of votes. We have plenty of votes. Stop the steal. That's why you've got to get out. You've got to get out and vote. We're going to win this thing. And the more we win it, it's too big to rig. You know the expression we use, make it too big to rig. At a certain point, Elon would understand this better than anybody statistically. At a certain point, their cheating doesn't matter. And we want to make it too big to rig. And we also have somebody that's very special, the co-chair of the Republican Party, Lara Trump. Thank you. Lara, thanks.
They're getting a good sunset, I'm guessing. Or I don't know if the sun is setting yet. It's got to be close.
And, oftentimes with families, they say, oh, why did you put that one in or this one in, and all the different people. So many people have problems with that. In her case, everyone said, how the hell did you get her to do it? She has been unbelievable, so thank you very much. Comes from North Carolina, and I have a feeling she's going to be spending some time down there a little bit. And she's married to my wonderful son, Eric, who's right here. So, Eric, please stand up.
Put the dark MAGA hat on. Come on. There's not actually 9 million people watching on X. I can explain later.
Eric has a distinction. He has gotten more subpoenas than any man in the history of our country by about 10 times. Every day Congress would meet, they'd send him a subpoena. What is it about? They have no idea. But I think he's got the all-time record, and he's handled it all beautifully. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A friend of mine, a great, great businessman, one of the most respected people, and he made a big, big contribution yesterday to Georgia and a big contribution to North Carolina. Steve Witkoff is here. Hi, Steve. Thanks. And another man who's one of the greatest businessmen in the country, he actually said that if Trump doesn't win, this country is going to go into a massive depression. Well, I don't know about that, but he has been a very good predictor, I will say that. And truly one of the greats, one of the great pickers, picker meaning stocks. He knows what he's doing, and highly respected by everybody. John Paulson. Thank you, John. Great. Great guy.
Dude, Elon just
and we have so many others,
Trump.
And I won't do it because we have to really get out of here before it gets too cold for people. But I love it much better because there's one teleprompter. Not that I use the teleprompters too much. Isn't it nice to have a president that doesn't need a teleprompter?
Wait, what about last night? The teleprompter froze.
No, we don't need it. But this one was right smack in the sun. Great job back there, fellas. They said the teleprompters are working fine. Well, thank goodness. Did you see what happened the other day with the teleprompter with her? That was not a pretty sight. The teleprompter went off and she went off too. She didn't know what the hell happened.
You're right.
And teleprompters are very dangerous because they go off a lot. You have to be prepared for them to go off cold blank. You'll have 100,000 people. You have 75,000 people. You have this And the teleprompter goes off. You got to be able to move. She did not move well. This was not a good situation. But 3 more heroes from July 13th who rendered first aid to Corey incredibly. Dr. Jim Sweetland. Rico Elmore, who was unbelievable. Rico, you were unbelievable.
32.
He ran over.
Yeah, 32.
National
what if he
Guard.
said 32?
He ran over and grabbed Corey, and Corey was still living, and he was doing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on a man who was really in bad shape like nobody's ever seen, and his family appreciates it, and I do too. So thank you, Rico, very much. Right? Amazing, amazing, amazing the people that we have. And you learn about them under times like this. That's when you really learn. So we're going to be seeing Rico again. And Ed Shear, fantastic job. Thank you, Ed. We appreciate it. Thank you, Ed. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ed. Great job. In addition, this evening we have to send our prayers and support to all the families affected by Hurricane Helene. This has been the worst hurricane response by a president and vice president since Katrina, and this is simply not acceptable. Those people, I was there yesterday.
Come on, Dark MAGA, come
North
on.
Carolina and Georgia, and I'll tell you. And by the way, the governor of Georgia is doing an excellent job, excellent job. But we have other people that aren't doing a good job, and we have to have them do a good job. But the federal government is doing a very bad job. They are not doing the job, and we have death and destruction that we haven't seen maybe ever. It's a real bad one, and they have to get people there because they don't have people there. They don't have the people. Kamala wined and dined in San Francisco, and all of the people in North Carolina, no helicopters, no rescue. It's just what's happened there is very bad. They're offering them $750 to people whose homes have been washed away. And yet we send tens of billions of dollars to foreign countries that most people have never heard of. They're offering them $750. They've been destroyed. These people have been destroyed. The one young lady washed, you saw that with her son. I mean, pretty, I wish I never saw it, but just washed away. His son was washed away with the grandparents, and so sad. And they're giving them $750. And think of it, we give foreign countries hundreds of billions of dollars, and we're handing North Carolina $750. If you want a president who won't even try to save you when the floodwaters are rising, vote for Kamala. She's not the right person. Look, you know what? If they did a good job, I wouldn't have run. To be honest with you, I didn't need to do this. I didn't need to. If I thought they were doing an even modestly good job, I wouldn't have run, but I saw right from the beginning, grossly incompetent, and I was right about that, and I decided to run, and we're doing really well. I was telling you about polls. We're way up in some polls. We're up in other polls. And with the swing states, I think most of them have us up in every single swing state, including the great commonwealth of a place called Pennsylvania.
He's doing well in all the swing states, that's true.
And don't ever not call it a commonwealth, because I've seen people call it a state, and that's the end of them. That's practically the end of their political career. You got to be very careful with Pennsylvania. It's that commonwealth. I haven't made that mistake. I don't want to either. It was not a pretty picture. If you want a president who will stop at nothing to protect you and your family, I hope you're going to vote for a gentleman named Donald J. Trump. Have you heard of him? Together we will rebuild Western North Carolina, rural Georgia, and every other state that's been so badly affected. That includes Alabama. Virginia was very hit hard. South Carolina was hit very hard. Florida. So many states. Tennessee was hit really hard. They were all hit, and we're going to work with them. And, the next president is going to be the one that really, once they got to get this done. But once that happens, the next president is going to be the one that has to really help them. And J.D. will be there to help them. I know that. 2024 is the most important election in the history of our country. And here are the facts. My opponent, Kamala Harris, is the most incompetent and far-left nominee ever to run for president. You know, she's much further left than crazy Bernie Sanders. You know that. She wants to open borders. She took the most secure border in U.S. history and turned it into the worst border in the history of the world. Remember, she was appointed border czar. She says she wasn't now after 3 years, but she was. But whether she was or not, she was in charge of the border. And the other day I saw her get up and say, we will do this, we will do that. Why didn't they do it 4 years ago? Why didn't they do it? The damage is so bad and so it's been done. She let in 21 million illegal aliens from all over the world, from prisons and jails and mental institutions and insane asylums, and they're terrorists at record levels, at levels we've never seen before. She cost you $29,000 a family through inflation price hikes, and now she wants a larger tax hike. She wants to go the largest tax hike in American history. There's never been a tax hike like what she's proposing. She's going to raise your taxes a minimum of $3,000. She's a big taxer. And she was the original creator of Defund the Police. I think for all the sheriffs over here, if you're a partner in Defund the Police for even 2 days, you cannot be president. But she was one of the founders of Defund the Police, and she still believes that, by the way. I don't know how anybody could, but she still believes that. And if she ever had a chance, there's a good possibility she'd go back to it. Can you imagine? Somebody's robbing our house. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. That's what they say. There's nothing. You know, they tried it. And you know where they tried it? In Minnesota with our vice president. And it wasn't working out too well. It was working out very well for the robbers and the criminals. That's the only one it was working out well for. Kamala Harris vowed to abolish ICE. She wants mass amnesty and citizenship for illegals. And worst of all, she lost, and this is maybe the worst thing in the whole, that nobody talks, the fake news won't mention it. She lost more than 325,000 migrant children that are now dead in slavery or just plain missing, probably never to be seen again, never to see their parents again. But this isn't like, this is 325,000 have been lost. She praised the idea of a 70% to an 80% tax rate. She imposed a natural gas export ban on Pennsylvania, which is killing your energy workers and your pricing. You know, you have one of the highest energy costs in the country, and yet you're sitting on top of a massive amount of energy that she doesn't want to get. It's been a disaster for your state, and now she's vowed repeatedly. Now, all of a sudden, she changed her mind. But when, you know, with politicians, it's always the first statement that comes out to be the one they want. So she spent 14 years knocking fracking. We're never going to have fracking. We're not going to frack. All of a sudden, a little while ago, she came out, I love fracking very much. No, she'll go back to it. And she even endorsed free sex changes for illegal aliens in detention at taxpayer expense. I don't think Elon likes that idea. These are not ideas that Elon Musk likes too much. And it was just announced yesterday in California, and he took this one from me. I'm so upset. But think of it, that the far less than average governor, Gavin Newsom, has banned any and all ID requirements from voting and registering to vote. You're not even allowed to mention the fact, Elon, you're not allowed to mention the fact. You can't say, may I see your ID? If you do, it's a criminal act. This is a takeover of the country. You're not allowed to ask for an ID. If you do, it's a criminal count. Other Democrat states are following. This is only so they can cheat. There's only one thing that you do this for, so that you can cheat.
I know
Poly
Market fixed the colors.
There's no other conceivable reason. Kamala Harris is a radical left Marxist. She is a woman that's not respected in Congress. She was laughed at Congress. Nobody thought she could win. You know, they did a coup. Whether you like him or not, I'm not a particularly big fan, but we had a debate, and the debate ended, and all of a sudden they come to him and they say, we want you out. You're not going to win the election. And he said, I don't want to get out. He got 14 million votes. If you believe in democracy or a system, he got 14 million votes. And she got none. She was the first one out, 22 candidates, and she never made it to Iowa. She quit before Iowa, and now she's running, and that's okay. But, you know, we spent $150 million beating Biden, and as soon as he was down and out for the count, they said, let's take him out. We'll give somebody else to run. Never happened before. We do a lot of firsts, I will tell you. We do a lot of firsts. But She's a person that
Vanderbilt's about to
rated
win.
even worse in every statistic than any other senator. She was rated at the bottom of the U.S. Senate. She's destroyed everything she touched, but the good news is that we have a plan to fix it. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it fast. Nobody is going to stand for open borders. Nobody is going to stand for a bad military. Nobody is going to stand for education that's not proper. We're moving education back to the states. You're going to be running your own education. So we have, in education, so important is what's more important than education, but we rank at the bottom of every list. They rank 40 major countries. We're at the bottom, but we're top of the list as the cost per pupil. We spend more per pupil, per student, than any other country anywhere in the world. So we're number one in that, and we're number 38, 39, or 40 every single time. And you have Denmark, you have Sweden, you have Norway, you have China.
Down goes
the top five. Can you believe it? China's the top five. That's amazing. But we're going to move our education back to the states. So places like Indiana and Iowa and Idaho and states that you don't even hear too much of because they're so good and so well run, they're going to run their own education. And you know what's going to come out of that? A Denmark, a Norway, a Sweden, maybe, I don't even know, China. Can you imagine China with 1.4 billion people is a top five? And we're close to 40. We are 40 sometimes. Starting on day one, I will seal the border and stop the migrant invasion into our country. We will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of the United States. Dwight Eisenhower right now has that record. It's not, and by the way, it's not something I want to do. I dread having to do it, but we have no choice. What they've done to our country is not even believable, especially the criminals, the criminal element that's in our country. And again, all over the world, crime rates are down because they've taken their criminals and they've dumped them into the United States. And you know what? I would have been worse than them. I would have had it done even faster. They've dumped them into the United States of America, and that's what we have. And it's dangerous out there. We're getting them out. We're getting them out quickly. And we will defeat inflation, and we will make America affordable again. And it's going to start with liquid gold. We have more liquid gold, oil, and gas under our feet than any nation in the world, including Saudi Arabia and Russia. We will become energy independent like we were just 4 years ago. 4 years ago, we were energy independent. Can you believe it? And then we were going to become energy dominant. We will be dominant within a matter of months, and we will make so much money. We are going to drill, baby, drill.
What channel?
And we will again open Anwar. Ronald Reagan tried to do it. Every single president from before Reagan tried to do it, and I got it done. Anwar is the largest drilling site anywhere in the world. It could be larger than Saudi Arabia, could be larger than Russia. It's in Alaska. And I got it done, and we worked to get it done. And one of the first things he did was terminate Anwar. And that was going to take care of all of Asia. That was going to make us so much money. We would have paid off debt. You would have gotten, I gave you the biggest tax reduction in history. You would have gotten even a bigger one. You were going to be just very happy. You were going to say, I like that guy very much. 20 million Americans are behind on their electric bills right now. It was just announced. 20 million Americans, they're struggling to pay their monthly bills at a record rate. There's never been anything like it. And it's all because of their anti-U.S. energy regime, which has caused Pennsylvania electricity prices to raise almost 50%. We will cut energy and electricity prices in half within 12 months. We will have your energy prices, your air conditioning, heating, cars if you buy a Tesla, which is good. Which is good. We will have your energy prices cut in half. It'll be cut in half within a period of 1 year from January 20th, which is the day we take office. And that's going to save you a lot of money. And that's going to, in turn, bring down the prices of everything because, more than anything else, people tell me about the groceries.
Wow.
The groceries are groceries. And what they're talking about is food. Everything's going to be coming down when we do that. We're also going to get your interest rates way down. We will bring automobile manufacturing back to the United States at levels never seen before, and we will turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower again. It hasn't been there in many, many years. We had it started 4 years ago. The centerpiece of my plan for a manufacturing renaissance will be a 15% made in America corporate tax rate. In other words, if you make your product in the United States, you get a rate. So I cut it from 39% to 21%. Everyone said that was impossible. I got it done. And we had the best boom we've ever had. We did more revenue when we had it at 21 than when it was at 39.
Down
Think
goes
of it, much
Alabama.
more. The following year, we did much more. And then I'm going to take it from 21 to 15, which will make us the most competitive country in the world. Nobody will be able to compete with us. But that 15 rate only goes for those who make their product in America. They have to make their product here, otherwise they pay 21. And we will protect those companies moving into America and all of our existing companies with stiff tariffs placed on companies that don't move in. If they don't come in, if they don't want to make their product here, that's fine, but they're going to be tariffed. We have to protect our companies, and that's what we're going to do. The only way they can get out of paying those tariffs is to build their plants and factories in America.
They still got that construction
we may
going
even
on
be able to
in
get
Vandy.
Elon to build some of them. I think we will. And hire American workers for the job. We're going to hire American workers for the job. We will pass the Reciprocal Trade Act. If China or any other country charges us 100 or 200% tax, then we will likewise charge them a 100 or 200% tax. We had a lot of problems on that one with the Senate, and we're going to get that done. Think of it. They charge us, and we don't charge them. Now they charge us, we're going to charge them the same thing. Reciprocal, it's reciprocal. I will not let Mexico, China, or any other country sell cars into the United States to the detriment of our auto workers who will do better than they have ever done. We're going to bring back the car business like it was 50, 60, and 70 years ago. Everyone's going to want to be back here. And I will not approve Japan buying U.S. steel 70 years ago, the greatest company anywhere in the world. It was the greatest company anywhere in the world, and now we have Japan buying U.S. steel. I don't like that. We will deliver massive tax cuts for workers, and we will have a policy that I think is so great. No tax on tips. No tax on overtime. And no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. No tax. And you know, when you think of it, our seniors were hurt so badly. Inflation has killed our seniors. You know, they have a fixed income, and it just got worse and worse every week, every month. It's gotten worse and worse, and it's just horrible. And they haven't gone down. They've only gone up. Prices have still only gone up. And while working Americans catch up, we're going to put a temporary cap on the credit card interest rates at 10%. People are paying 28% interest, 25% interest. I will always protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts. We're not going to do anything with Social Security, but they're going to destroy Social Security because all of the migrants coming in are going on between Medicare, Social Security, other programs, and nobody is able to afford it. I will settle the war in Ukraine. I will end the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent, I promise you, World War III. We're not going to have World War III. And right now, we're very close to having it. We will lead the world in space exploration. Thank you, Elon. We will lead the world in military, and we will reach Mars before the end of my term. Elon promised me he was going to do that. I don't know. Can you do that? Stand up.
What,
Can we do that? He wants to reach it. I think he's going to do it. JD, work on him. Work on him. Work on him. JD is working on Elon. Now, he told me that we're going to win, and he's going to reach Mars by the end of our term, which is a big thing. Before China, before anybody, right? And my money's on that guy right there. We will rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And we will keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. It's losing right now. It's losing right now, but I'll be able to do it. Other people won't. I'll tell these countries as they leave us I say, you want to do business in the United States? You're going back into the reserve currency. And if you don't, we're going to charge you a big, fat, beautiful tax to do business in the United States. And they're going to say, I would love very much to go back into the U.S. reserve currency. No, we're going to save it. But these people aren't going to save it. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to think. Together we will deliver low taxes, low regulations, low energy costs, low interest rates, and low inflation so that everyone can afford groceries, a beautiful car, and a home. Very basic. It's very basic. We will stop the invasion, end migrant crime, strengthen our military, build a missile defense shield around our country, keep critical race theory and transgender insanity. We're going to keep it the hell out of our school. We're going to keep that insanity out of our school. And as I said, we will keep men out of women's sports. So demeaning to women. You saw that in the Olympics. They have female boxing, women's boxing, and a young lady from Italy, very good boxer, very, very good. She was all excited, but she played a person who transitioned. A male transitioned to a female. And the young girl from Italy, beautiful young woman. I'm not allowed to say that anymore politically.
YouTube is nuking streams.
If you say that, that's the end of your career, right? But it's
I mean, I think, at this point,
if it is, so be it, okay? We've got to get back to real life. But this beautiful
Trump's
young lady
just going to do his stuff. But, guys, I think I am going to end it there. I got to do some stuff here. But that was a good, I was very surprised. I was very surprised about the dark MAGA. I mean, dude, how can that coin how is it at 4 million market cap? It makes no sense. I mean, that's publicity no other meme coin could get. But look, that was a good rally. I mean, I think it's gone on a little bit, but I'm going to be seeing you guys later. I don't know. I might stream either maybe later tonight or something. But I would imagine Trump's pretty much done at this point.